We're now looking at stretching or compressing a graph as a way of transforming it. And in this video, we're going to focus on stretching and compressing it horizontally. We'll be acting on some function, and that will usually come from one of the graphs of a basic library of functions. And when stretching or compressing a function, that's what happens when we multiply by a constant. Now we can multiply by a constant on the outside of a function, which would result in a vertical stretch or compress. But here we'll see that we're going to multiply on the inside, and that's going to result in a horizontal, either stretch or compress. So we'll look at two cases. We'll multiply by a value that is either bigger than 1 or some fraction. Again, we are going to be focusing on only positive constants. And just like with horizontal shifts, they result in some algebraic action that was taken on the inside of the function. They're applied by affecting the x values or the x coordinates of ordered pairs. And the way that we affect those x values is going to be backwards from what might look logical. So while this might be a little annoying, it is at least consistent among all transformations that are horizontal. So coming back up here, when we have a greater than 1 multiplier on the inside, it actually results in a horizontal compression, which can also be considered a shrink. And if on the inside we multiply by a number that's a fraction, that stretches the graph out horizontally. And here's our first glimpse as to how that might be a little backwards from what we would normally think would happen. So let's look at an example. Use the graph of x cubed to graph the function f at x is equal to 2x quantity cubed. Let's notice that this 2 is occurring on the inside. We know that because it is with the x variable receiving the same action as the x. X is being cubed, but so is the 2, so that makes the 2 inside. Anytime we have an inside transformation, we know that the graph is going to be affected horizontally, which means that we're going to manipulate the x values of the ordered pairs in a backwards from logic way. So let's begin with the parent function that is y is equal to x cubed. X cubed is the graph that looks like the vertical snake, and we have 3 points of interest that we are going to keep track of, 0, 0, 1, 1, and negative 1, 1. Now let's connect these dots with the graph of x cubed. Now with compressions and stretches, I actually prefer to keep track of the points of interest using the table. So the first column is reserved for the parent function and its original points of interest. And then we apply the transformation. The equation looks like 2 times x quantity cubed. And so to apply this transformation, we're going to be manipulating the x coordinates because that 2 is on the inside. So what are we going to do to those x values? Because it's on the inside and backwards from logic, what that means is that we basically do the opposite of what we see. It looks like we would be multiplying those x values by 2, but that would be logical. We do the opposite of what we see, and instead of multiplying the x values by 2, we actually will need to divide them by 2. And just like before, when we are manipulating the x values of an ordered pair, we do not change the y values. We only work on one or the other. So if we're going to divide the x values by 2, there'll be no change to the y coordinates in that step. So starting with the first point of interest, we're going to be dividing the x coordinate by 2. 0 divided by 2 is still 0, no change to the y. For the next ordered pair, we're going to divide the x value by 2. 1 divided by 2 is 1/2, no change to the y. And for the last point of interest, again, we're going to divide the x coordinate by 2 to get negative 1/2 as the x value, no change to the y. So in order to get the graph of y is equal to 2x cubed, we take these 3 points of interest, plot them on the Cartesian plane, 0, 0, 1/2, 1, and negative 1/2, negative 1. These points do appear to be collinear, but we know we actually need to connect the dots with a vertical snake. Once the transformation is complete, notice that what happened to the graph was that it was horizontally compressed, as if we pressed it together from the right and the left.